All right. Nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. All right. Just really streaming for the practice here. Yeah. Not a very exciting day on markets at all. Yeah. Started the day, I thought this was going to be like a go-go day, lots of volatility, but, you know, we started the day with a number of stocks halted. I mean, it looked like there was like some real action going to occur in markets because something was up. But it turned out to be a technical issue. Who knows how true that is, but it's the truth now because they say so. So yeah. The movement at the beginning of the day was apparently meaningless, and since then we have had SPY down anywhere from, I don't know, 1 point to flat the entire day. Speaking of flat, I am flat now. I have no positions open. I had started the day with 4 SPY puts, and I just didn't like it. Yeah. I don't know where we are in this market right now. I don't really want to be exposed to it. I think we're heading lower. I do. I think we're in a bear market. I think that hasn't changed yet. But I am wary, that's for sure. Very wary. Because things are starting to shift. The Fed is slowing down. We're getting earnings right now. There's a lot of moving pieces. And I wonder, are we approaching a different market here? We've been in a bear market for 1 year. Starting here, January of 2022. I mean, almost exactly 1 year we've been in this bear market. See the trend line here? Yeah. I have to say, I don't think that bear market is over, and you should always assume that if we're in a bull or a bear market, always assume that we're staying in it. I mean, because 9 times out of 10, we are going to be staying in it. So you have to assume we're still in a bear market here, but there are things that are changing. Inflation is slowing down. The economy looks like it's on 2 feet. I mean, this is soft landing stuff. And if we can get inflation under control and get the Fed to slow down, which isn't going to happen yet, but if it does happen, we will be in a bull market again. And more, it looks like we are going to be able to get back into a bull market without a major recession here, which would be surprising because I wonder if I could bring up that chart. Every well, I don't know. When the Fed tightens, especially with inflation as high as it is right now, and we want to get inflation under control, we're almost certainly going, I mean, you would think we would have to have a major recession to get inflation under control. But that looks like it might not be true. We may be in a naturally, since the 1990s, we may be in a naturally deflationary environment. And I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah. Before the 1990s, you know, specifically in the 70s and before that, the economy had a natural tendency towards inflation. Left alone, prices would slowly rise. That's the way it worked. Yeah, so the Fed and other central banks were created. One of their main purposes was, if not the main purpose, was to control prices, which meant control inflation. Um, but since the 1990s, for whatever reason, maybe it's globalization, maybe it's technology and worker productivity, more and more it feels like we're in a disinflationary world where instead of how it used to be, if you just sort of left the economy alone, inflation is naturally what would happen. Prices would slowly rise. I mean, uh, anybody over a certain age will know that they grew up in a world where inflation was sort of natural. You know, every year prices would rise a little bit. But now, for whatever reason, and you know, at some point the academics will figure it out. They'll write papers about it, but we may well be in a naturally disinflationary world now. In which case, the Fed's battle on inflation that's occurring right now is going to be won very quickly, right? If we live in a naturally inflationary world and you're fighting inflation that you've created by increasing the money supply, it's going to be a tough fight. But if you live in a naturally deflationary world and you're trying to fight inflation that you've created by increasing the money supply, it's just going to be an easier fight because the natural tendency is deflationary instead of inflationary. So if we live in a deflationary world, the battle that's going on with inflation right now might be won a lot quicker, in which case the Fed can get back to being dovish a lot quicker and the economy can start to expand a lot quicker, which may be happening. I mean, I don't know. I give it a 50-50 chance, honestly, that we live in this deflationary world, that the battle for inflation is going to be won maybe this year, maybe that quickly, and the Fed can get back to expanding the economy, and we will be in a bull market. Or might be in a bull market already as Wall Street and traders begin to predict that this bull market is coming. It could start any day now. Maybe down here, 350 on October 10th, 2022. Maybe that was the bottom. Is that possible? Could that be the bottom of this Fed tightening cycle? It's possible. It's possible. But I will say, history has shown that whenever the Fed starts tightening, whenever the Fed brings in the economy, it causes a recession, which causes a major market pullback, and usually a crash, some sort of panic selling at some point. We certainly haven't had any of that. I mean, we have had a pullback, I guess, though. I mean, we went from 480 at the top down to 350 at the bottom. I mean, that's a major pullback. 130 points. I mean, that's, 30%? Close to that. Yeah, close to a 30% decline. Yeah. Maybe that's our recession right there. Interesting idea. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Could we be at the beginning of a new bull market here? In which case I have to completely change my strategy, which has been to look for tops and to get short at a top. Yeah. That's what you want to do in a bear market. You want to short the tops. Look for tops here, short it. Look for tops here, short it. I did short this top right here, and it quickly turned around. I lost money on that trade. And today, I bought more puts today. I'm still trying to sort of catch this top here by shorting it. So, I hope you see my dilemma here. If we're entering a bull market because we're in a disinflationary environment and inflation is going to end a lot quicker and the economy is going to be okay a lot sooner, I have to stop trying to short tops and start trying to buy bottoms. Yeah. Yes. Boy, look at this run. Wow. Anyway, there's really nothing happening today. Just practicing here, practicing streaming. Yeah, it is a pretty boring day in markets. I made a nice 50 cents, as you can see. Look at that. 50 cents, baby. Big score today. Big score today. Don't spend it all in one place. Yeah. 50 cents. Yeah. Alright. Well, hopefully tomorrow we get a little clarity on where this market is headed. I'm still bearish, if I had to pick a side. Gun to my head. I want to buy puts, not calls. But I'm getting more and more cautious that I might be on the wrong side of a market that is reversing trend here. Yeah. Alright. Time for pizza. Nothing to hide. Nothing to hide.